let's look at what we are going to cover today. आज का topic जो है circles है, but before we do circles, I want to do uh, 3 or 4 questions of heights and distances, which is a part of trigonometry. We'll finish that and then move on to properties of circles. Look at quickly the properties of circles that is relevant for you, and then we will move on to doing a few questions of circles for today. Right? That's the broadly what we will have for today, and in the next session we'll do a combination of coordinate geometry and maybe a few questions of circle, so that geometry in more or less geometry and algebra will finish it by the next session. Okay, so before we move on to solving questions of circles, here is something that I want you to look at. तो ये जो heights and distances का concept है, एक these are concepts that are based on the properties of trigonometry, right? Trigonometric ratios. तो ये वाला question आप थोड़ा solve कीजिएगा. Let's see. The angle of depression of a car as seen from the top of a building changed from 30 degrees to 60 degrees in a 30-second duration. If the speed of the car is 10 meters per second, find the height of the building. The angle of depression of a car as seen from the top of a building changed. तो figure draw करो आप. Let's say this is the building. You are at this, let's say you are at this point, right? And when you're looking at this car out here, let's say this car was at this point and then moved to, okay? So यहाँ से यहाँ move हुआ, and this happened over a period of 30 seconds. So it moved from 30 degrees, this point, this is 30 degrees. Let's call this as point A, this is point B, and this is point C, and this is D. And then this becomes 60 degrees. And ये जो distance है, when the car moved from position A to position B, this happened over a 30-second duration, which means this has to be 30 into 10 or 300 meters. So you can say the distance traveled is equal to 300 meters. Or we have to find out, what is this? We have to find out the height of the building. So let me assume this value is X. So agar this is 30 degrees, iska matlab this also must be 30 because the line of sight is parallel to the ground. Similarly, this will be 60 degrees. So let's say that tan 60 degrees is equal to h by x. हमें क्या चाहिए? हमें h चाहिए. So x का जो value है, x is equal to h by tan 30, which is equal to h by root 3. Okay. We also know, if you look at this expression, tan 30 degrees is equal to h by x plus 300. Okay. And we know that the value of tan 30 is equal to 1 by root 3. So we get root x plus x is equal to root 3h minus 300. And these two have to be equal. So you say that h by root 3 is equal to root 3h minus 300. Or 300 is equal to, you can write root 3h plus 1 by root h. Let's take h common. So the value of h will be equal to 300 into root 3 by 4, which is equal to 75 root 3. So the height of this tower is equal to 75 root 3. तो इसमें हम ट्राइंगल्स का प्रॉपर्टी यूज कर रहे हैं, ट्रिग्नोमेट्री का प्रॉपर्टीज यूज कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा बहुत वी आर ट्राइंग टू विजुअलाइज की व्हीकल कैसे जा रहा है, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट वी विल आल्सो डू दिस कॉन्सेप्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, आप 3 मिनट लीजिएगा to solve this question. As observed from the top of a 50-meter high lighthouse from the sea level, the angle of depression of two ships are 30 degrees and 45 degrees. What is the farthest possible distance between the two ships? तो यहाँ पे जो है ये कह रहा है कि what can be the longest distance that you can have between the two ships? तो obviously इसमें थोड़ा logical view आपको देखना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि there are two possibilities. अगर ships वन पॉसिबिलिटीज, इमेजिन कि आपके लाइट हाउस यहाँ पे है, let's say this is like it's this is our lighthouse, and one possibility is ship A is here, ship B is here, right? So if I take the line of sight, ये जो एंगल ऑफ डिप्रेशन है, एक का 30 डिग्रीज है, दूसरे का 45 डिग्रीज है. सो दिस इज 30 डिग्रीज, दिस इज 45 डिग्रीज. इस केस में अगर बोथ ऑफ देम आर इन द सेम लाइन, राइट, दोनों सेम लाइन में है, this will be the least distance. लेकिन अगर लाइट हाउस, मैं आई विल टेक ए डिफरेंट, अगर लाइट हाउस so let's say this is a lighthouse, one ship is here, the other ship is here, and this is a straight line, और इसका जो line of sight है, let's say this is 45 degrees and this is, ये जो है, ये एंगल ऑफ डिप्रेशन जो है 30 डिग्रीज है. रिमेंबर एंगल ऑफ डिप्रेशन क्या है? आपका जो लाइन ऑफ साइट है और जो लाइन उस पॉइंट को बी से ज्वाइन करती है, ये जो एंगल बनाता है इसको हम कहते हैं एंगल ऑफ डिप्रेशन. सो वी हैव सीन दैट इन द लास्ट सेशन. सो अगर दिस इज 30 डिग्रीज मान लीजिएगा, एंड व्हेन दे आर ऑन ईदर साइड, विच मींस एक लेफ्ट पे है और दूसरा राइट पे है लाइट हाउस का, और जो ये तीनों एक ही लाइन में जब होंगे, ये तीनों एक ही लाइन में जब होंगे, आप जब ऊपर से देख रहे हो ऐसे होगा, शिप ए यहाँ पे है, लाइट हाउस यहाँ पे है और बी यहाँ पे है. पहला वाला केस में क्या था? लाइट हाउस यहाँ पे था, शिप ए यहाँ पे था और शिप बी यहाँ पे था. इस केस में हमने बोला कि मिनिमम डिस्टेंस है इन दोनों के बीच में. इस केस में क्या होगा? मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस होगा. क्या इन दोनों के बीच हो सकता है? बिल्कुल हो सकता है. अब मान लीजिए कि लाइट हाउस यहाँ पे है, शिप ए यहाँ पे है, शिप बी यहाँ पे है. अब देखोगे कि ये जो वैल्यू है ये इस डिस्टेंस से कम रहेगा, बिकॉज वी नो सम ऑफ टू साइड्स इज will be greater than the third side. In this case, sum of two sides, right? These two, this is equal to the distance between them. तो ये वाला जो आपका जो कंक्लूजन है, राइट, कि आप ये कंक्लूड कर रहे हो कि इन ये दोनों लॉन्गेस्ट डिस्टेंस बनने के लिए ये तीनों स्ट्रेट लाइन में होना चाहिए, ये सबसे अहम बात है. दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट thing. This is the most important thing in this question, to be able to conclude that A, B, C, sorry, A, B, and L are in a straight line, and A and B are on two sides of the lighthouse, one on the left and the other on the right. So once you get that, I think the question is simple. This is 50 meters. So A jo distance hai. So if I consider the triangle here, let's call this triangle CLA or ALC. In triangle ALC, tan 45 degrees is equal to CL by AL, which is equal to 1. So AL must be equal to 50. Similarly, in triangle CBL, right? Agar in triangle CBL, tan 30 degrees is equal to opposite side, that is CL, by adjacent side. that is BL, which is equal to, इससे आएगा कि BL का वैल्यू जो है CL by tan 30, which is equal to √3 into 50. So what is the farthest distance that we'll have? BL plus, right? So this will become 50 into √3 plus 1. That will be the answer for this question. ठीक है. So farthest वाला है, I think there's a logical, little bit of logical. इस logic के लिए आपको mark मिलेगा, right? इस logic, उसके बाद बाकी जो है standard method है, just like any other trigonometry question. Another question, a balloon is at a height of 80 meters from the ground. Raju sees. No, Yogesh, I took that the two ships have to be on either side for me to get the farthest possible distance. नहीं तो वो farthest possible distance नहीं आएगा. I hope that is clear, Yogesh. A balloon is at a height of 80 meters from the ground. तो जैसे चाइनीज बैलून था, चाइनीज बैलून का क्या हाइट था? अभी जो कंट्रोवर्सी चल रहा था यूएस में, Chinese balloon was at a height of 15,000 feet, right? So imagine that there's a balloon, it's a height, and then it's a height of 80 meters from the ground. So let's say this is our ground. So this height is 80 meters. After a while, the balloon drifts along the same height, and it now has an elevation of. So if I take, let's say I'm at this point, and I look at this balloon, this angle is 60 degrees. So this is the point where I am, right? And let's say the balloon now moves to another point, right? Okay. So it moves to another point here. And now the angle of elevation of this point is 30 degrees. And हमें मालूम है कि this also is 80 meters, 80 meters and 80 meters. So we want to know how much did this balloon drift? How far did the balloon drift? So basically हमें चाहिए ये जो distance है. What is this distance? We know that this distance will be equal to this. Why is this so? Because we are talking of this as a parallelogram. And this is इसके लिए ये important है because ये जो height है ये दोनों same है और ये दोनों angles same है. इसका मतलब हम किस चीज की बात कर रहे हैं? ये it's a parallelogram, right? It's a parallelogram. तो in fact it's a rectangle to be more precise. So if I want to find out this distance, the first thing I'll find out is this distance. Let me call these points PA, B, C, and D. Now tan 60 degrees is equal to AD by AP, and tan 30 degrees is equal to BC by PB. Okay. So we have got two triangles, and so if I look at the value of AP, AP will be equal to AD. AD is equal to 80 divided by tan 60, that is √3. Similarly, अगर हम PB की बात करें, right, or BP, PB, right, same, BC by tan, so it will be 80 into √3. So how do I find out this distance? It is nothing but the distance AB is equal to BP minus AP, which is equal to 80 into √3 minus 1 by √3. So we'll get the answer as 160 by √3. So answer बिल्कुल सही है योगेश, 160 by √3. ठीक है, then we'll move to the next question. This is a simple question. मैं आप इसके लिए मैं आप सिर्फ 2 मिनट देता हूं. So इसमें क्या है? The angles of elevation of the tower, top of the tower, from the top and bottom of a building are 30 degrees and 45 degrees respectively. Okay. Top का 30 degrees है, bottom का 45 degrees है. If the height of the tower is 30 meters, what is the height of the building? So let's say we have a tower here. So let's say this is a tower, and this tower is 30 meters tall. And let's say we have a building out here. Okay. This is 30 degrees. This is 45 degrees. Sorry, this is wait. Okay, so we have from the top and bottom, this angle is 45 degrees. So we want to find out what is the height of the tower, H. And this is this tower is sorry, we know the height of the tower. We need to find out what is the height of the building. Okay, so let me call this as A, B, C, D, and E. So if I consider what's the height of the if I consider this, tan 30 degrees is equal to BC by AC, and we know that tan 45 degrees is equal to BD by ED. Right? So let me take this as X, this is X. And so if we know the difference, right? And I know the value of BC is equal to AC into tan 30. And AC का value कितना है? X. X into tan 30 is 1 by root 3. And we know the value of BD is equal to ED into tan 45. ED into tan 45, which is equal to X. So BD minus BC, which is equal to CD, is equal to X into 1 minus 1 by root 3. Okay. So we know the value of CD. And what is the value of X? X has to be equal to ED. ED is, right? ED is X. So BD must be equal to ED. And we know the value of X is 80. So CD must be equal to 80 into root 3 minus 1 by root 3. Right? It's a straightforward question. इसमें ज़्यादा वो नहीं है. We know the value of BD. Right? BD is equal to 30. तो ये भी 30 होगा. ये हो गया आपका 30. मैं अभी फिगर में ड्रॉ कर रहा हूँ instead of all the steps. और हमें मालूम है tan 30 is equal to 30 by, right? 30 minus H by X. This must be equal to 1 by root 3. So this should not 80, sorry, this is 30. क्योंकि ये वैल्यू 30 है, 80 नहीं है, राइट? सो ये 30. ओके, सो ये सब काफी आसान सा क्वेश्चन है. वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन. The angles of elevation of the top of a tower from the top and bottom are 30. If the height of the tower is, what is the distance between the building and the tower? So in this previous question, we can find out what is the value of x. X is also equal to, is same as the previous question. X ka value jo hai, that must be the value that he is asking for. So I'll kind of skip this. Now properties of circles में हम सब जानते हैं कि, so if I talk about circles, right? We have already seen some standard properties that you would have known from the previous classes, right? एक chord का property है, right? And so you will, while doing this in this class, we are basically introduced to the tangent properties, right? So if I take the tangent, so एक ये tangent हुआ, so from you can actually draw from any point, right? On this, you can draw two tangents. Any point outside, you can draw two tangents. And tangent का मतलब क्या है? Tangent is a line that touches the circle at only one point. Let's call this point as A, this point as B. Okay, and then let's call this as C. So there are two or three things that you must know about the tangent. One, this tangent, when you draw this angle, right? So if you join the center of the circle with this tangent, with a point of tangent C, इसको हम कहते हैं point of tangent C. जिस पॉइंट में वो उस सर्कल को टच कर रहा है, उसको हम कहते हैं पॉइंट ऑफ टेंजेंसी. ये जो एंगल है हमेशा 90 डिग्रीज होगी, नंबर वन. ठीक है, और ये जो लेंथ है ए सी, सो द फर्स्ट थिंग इज एंगल ए इज इक्वल टू एंगल बी इज इक्वल टू 90 डिग्रीज. टू, if you take the length of the tangent, length of the tangents, कितने tangents है यहाँ पे? दो tangents है, right? Two tangents, length of the tangents, the two of them, right? Two tangents is equal, which means this length AC will be equal to BC, right? So AC will be equal to BC. Now that will also kind of give you a lot of other results, standard results जो मैं कहता हूं. ठीक है, ये जो दो triangles है, triangle ACO, you will see will be congruent to triangle BCO. क्यों? ये दोनों सेम है, राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल है, और ये एक ए वाला, सो ये दोनों साइड्स भी सेम है. सो यू कैन सी द बाय, यू कैन से SAS प्रॉपर्टी, दे आर कॉन्ग्रुएंट. सो दैट आल्सो टेल्स यू दैट ये जो लाइन जो है OC जो है, OC बाइसेक्स एंगल ACB, राइट? ये कुछ क्वेश्चंस में ये वाला प्रॉपर्टी आपको शायद कभी यूज करना पड़े, राइट? सो OC बाइसेक्स एंगल ACB, राइट? तो उससे आएगा कि ये दोनों एंगल्स है, इफ दिस इज एंगल थीटा, दिस विल आल्सो बी इक्वल टू एंगल थीटा, राइट? सिमिलरली दिस इज अल्फा, दिस विल आल्सो बी इक्वल टू अल्फा. अच्छा, क्या हम इसमें वेरी क्लियरली देख सकते हैं थीटा प्लस अल्फा इज इक्वल टू 90 डिग्रीज? So similarly, 2 theta plus 2 alpha will be equal to 180 degrees. तो 2 theta जो A angle जो है, right, and 2 alpha ये जो angle है, right? So 2 theta will be equal to 180 degrees minus 2 alpha. Similarly, 2 alpha will be equal to 180 degrees minus 2 theta. इसका मतलब अगर कोई कहता है कि ये जो एंगल है 45 डिग्रीज, मैं इमीडिएटली कंक्लूड करूंगा कि ये जो एंगल 2 अल्फा जो है, दैट विल बी इक्वल टू 135 डिग्रीज. अगर कोई कहता है ये 40 डिग्रीज है, ये हो जाएगा आपका 140 degrees. So this is something that you must keep in mind. Okay, so this is a few properties. On in top of that, right? What you will use is some properties that we will. I mean, जो circle के पुराने जो properties है, I think you will actually end up also using some of those properties. तो कुछ questions करते हैं. Questions करते करते ये जो revision will revise some of these concepts. You have to find out what is the angle BAC. Okay, तो इसमें देखते हैं क्या होगा. So पहली चीज है कि if I just connect these two, right? One of the things that we must understand is these two triangles are identical. So uh, if they are identical, so you see that uh, this will also be 90 degrees. So basically this triangle is being split into two equal parts, right? So you will find that this angle will also be, okay. Now, if this is 45, this is 45, this is 45 degrees. Similarly, this will also be 45 degrees because these two are anyway, it's an isosceles triangle. So this will also be 45 degrees. So what does that make? This would be equal to 90 degrees. Okay. So the answer to the question that is given here, that what is the value of this angle will be equal to 90 degrees. But there are couple of other things that I want to discuss in this question. So ये जो एंगल है 90 डिग्रीज है. तो अगर 90 डिग्रीज है तो अगर मैं इसको ज्वाइन करूं ऐसे, राइट, मैं जानता हूं ये 45 डिग्रीज है, ये 45 डिग्रीज है, और ये जो 90 डिग्रीज है, दिस इज गोइंग टू गेट split into two parts, 45 and 45. So you will see that this necessarily will be perpendicular. So I can ask some other question ki if OB is equal to 10 centimeter, what is the length of the tangent? If R radius is equal to 10 centimeter. If the length of the tangent, what is the length of the tangent? If the radius of this circle is equal to 10 centimeters. So the answer to that is again going to be simple. So we already said this is 45 degrees. This is also going to be 45, right? क्योंकि this is 45, ये 90 है, symmetry की वजह से ये भी 45 होगा. तो इसका मतलब since this angle is equal to this angle, ये जो दो sides है OB, OB will be equal to AB, because since triangle ABO is an isosceles triangle. Atar, very good. So the answer to this question is AOB. So you will find that this will be equal to 10 centimeter. तो इसी क्वेश्चन को एक्सटेंड करके you can look at all the variable, all the different theorems that you need to have. Sorry, there is something that was missing here. This was equal to 5. BD is equal to 5. By the way, if you are wondering which is the point E, so E is the other point of tangency, right? Which means this is the other point of tangency. E is the other point of tangency, because if we don't have this data, right, we will not be able to solve the question. Because there can be many answers for that question. E is the other point of tangency. That creates, or ये compulsory कर देता है कि there is only one point of one solution for this. Okay, चलो देखें इसको. So when if E is the other point of tangency, right? If I draw this line and then compare what will happen if AC will bisect, or AC will bisect BE at right angles, right? We can easily prove this. How do I prove it? Right? We can prove this by considering the fact that these two are equal, right? So this angle will be equal to this angle. So which implies this angle will also be equal to this angle. तो ये angle, ये दोनों angle same होना चाहिए, which means for that to happen, this has to be perpendicular to it. So if I find that the line AC is perpendicular to BE, right? A perpendicular line passing through the center of the circle will necessarily bisect the chord. So BE will be bisected. मैं repeat कर रहा हूं. We can prove that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ADE, AED, right? ये दोनों congruent है क्योंकि एंगल A सेम है, एंगल B सेम है, इक्वल टू एंगल E, और D सेम है. तो अगर एक सेम है, इसका मतलब we can say that BE is going to be perpendicular to AC. और AC क्या कर रहा है? AC is passing through the center, through center of the circle. तो अगर वो सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कल से पास कर रहा है, इसका मतलब ये जो लाइन जो पासिंग थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कल एंड परपेंडिकुलर टू द कॉर्ड है, राइट, इस कॉर्ड को वो बाइसेक्ट करेगा. ओके, सो आई कैन से दिस इज आल्सो इक्वल टू 5. We want to find out what is the value of AB, by the way, right? So so AC bisects so if I use this result, I can say that if this angle is theta, or let me call this as angle as 1, angle 1, so this will be angle 2, so this will be angle 1. So let's say in triangle BDC, tan 1 degrees. So now you don't have to necessarily do similarity. आप trigonometry भी जानते हो, तो इससे भी आप कर सकते हो, right? Tan 1 is equal to CD by BD. And similarly, in triangle ABC, right, tan 1 is equal to BC by AB. So हमें मालूम है इसका वैल्यू कितना है, right? This will be equal to root of 13 squared minus 5 squared, that is equal to 12. And इसका वैल्यू है BD is equal to 5, BC is equal to 13, and AB ka value is what we want to find. So we know that 12 by 5 is equal to 13 by AB. So AB's value will be equal to 65 by 12. Okay. So ये एक तरीका है. दूसरा तरीका है कि आप you can prove that triangle ABC is similar to triangle BDC, right? So by using that property also, you will end up getting the same thing. Same result आएगा. Triangle ABC, triangle ABC is similar to triangle BDC. We have already seen this when we did triangle. So I can also apply the same rule and say AB by BD is equal to BC by DC. This is the same as what we have here. अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. तो हर क्वेश्चन को दो तीन तरीके से सोचना जरूरी है, तभी आपका यू विल गेट कंफर्टेबल विथ ज्योमेट्री. ज्योमेट्री में बहुत सारे तरीके हो सकते हैं, बहुत अलग अलग थियरम्स आप यूज कर सकते हो टू सॉल्व द सेम क्वेश्चन. From angle from a point A, tangent is drawn to a circle whose radius is 10 centimeter. If the length of the tangent is 24, find the central distance of A from the center of the circle. मैं एक फिगर ड्रॉ कर लेता हूँ. फ्रॉम पॉइंट ए tangent is drawn to a circle whose radius is 10 centimeter. हमेशा बड़ा सा फिगर ड्रॉ करो, it always makes your thing easier. ये है यहाँ पे, right? Radius is 10. If the length of the tangent is 24, you have to find out what is the, okay, so find the distance of A from the center of the circle. अच्छा, इसमें दो और questions मुझे करनी है कि find the distance, find the shortest distance between the point and the circle. एक और क्वेश्चन मैं आपको करनी है. फाइंड द farthest distance between the point and the circle, which means आप दो पॉइंट्स चूज करनी है. ये पॉइंट ए है और दूसरा पॉइंट कहीं बी है, सी है जो है, वो दूसरा पॉइंट जो है, इट मस्ट बी ऑन द सर्कल. व्हाट इज द शॉर्टेस्ट एंड व्हाट इज द लॉन्गेस्ट? ओके, नाउ this is correct. Atharv, so we know that this angle is 90 degrees, and if I use Pythagoras theorem, I know that AC squared, because we have to find out what? To find AC. This is what we need to find. So AC squared is equal to AB squared plus BC squared. That's equal to 24 squared plus 10 squared. And when you, so AC will be equal to, AC is equal to root of 24 squared plus 10 squared. So that you will find that 24 squared plus 10 squared. So that will be equal to 26. So, right? 576, 676 का जो root है, that is equal to 26. So AC का value जो है 26 है. And then दो और questions मैंने जो add किया है, उसका क्या है? Now, what is the shortest distance and what is the longest distance? The shortest distance will be this point, right? So a point on the circle that is closest to the point A is going to be this point D. And the farthest will be the point E. तो AD का वैल्यू कितना हुआ? Because these are some of the hot questions जो पूछी जा सकती है. तो AD का वैल्यू कितना हो गया? AC, आपको AC तो मिल गया AC minus 10, which is equal to 16. और ये जो AE का वैल्यू क्या होगा? AE is equal to AC plus 10, that's equal to 36. So इसका जो आंसर है 16 है, इसका जो आंसर है 36 है. Chalo, let's go to the next question. Okay, so two concentric circles of radius 13. So this is one circle. Then you have another circle. And so this is the so let me draw this maybe here. Okay, so we have got two circles, 13 and this one. And iska jo, if I call this as A and this is B and this point is C, two concentric circles of radius 5 and 13 centimeters, right, are drawn. A chord of a bigger circle is tangential to the smaller circle. Find the length of the chord, right? So we want to find out what is, we want to find AB is equal to how much, right? अतर्व का आंसर आ गया है मेरे पास. तो ये जो लेंथ है, दिस इज गिवन एज 5 सेंटीमीटर्स, और ये जो लेंथ है, this is given as 13 centimeters. So I know that this angle will be 90 degrees because that's a point of tangency. Our right angle triangle ka 5, 12 and 13 is a Pythagorean triplet, which means if you want to find out BC squared is equal to 13 squared minus 5 squared, which is equal to 144. So BC will be equal to root of 144, which is equal to 12. So you'll get this value as 12. Now, what's the property of a line? If you draw, right? So if angle OCB is equal to 90 degrees and O is the center of the circle, it means, right, then AB is bisected by OC. We know this property. Property kya hai? If you draw a perpendicular from the center of the circle to any chord, that chord will bisect the that particular perpendicular will bisect the chord. So we are going to apply this theorem here and saying that if this is equal to 12, this should also be equal to 12 because ACV is equal to BC. Since AC is equal to BC, AB will be is equal to 12 into 2, that is 24 centimeters. Okay. So now I'll move on to the next problem. Find the perimeter of the quadrilateral ABCD. Find the perimeter of the quadrilateral ABCD, where AB is given as 10 centimeter and CD is given as 15 centimeters. Okay. Atharv says, Atharv is फटाफट कर रहा है. Atharv, very nice Atharv, I like it. So इसका जो property है, AB is equal to, so let's take this value as A. What is the property? From A you're drawing two tangents, they must be of equal length. So if similarly from B you're drawing two tangents, they must be of same length. From C you're drawing two tangents, let's say they are from same length. And from D you're drawing two tangents, they must be of the same length. So I can say very clearly AB is nothing but A plus B, right? And CD is nothing but C plus D. And what is the perimeter? Perimeter of ABCD is equal to 2A, 2 times A plus 2B plus 2C plus 2D, or twice of A plus B plus C plus D, which is equal to twice of AB plus CD. तो हमें AB और CD का वैल्यू मालूम है. So perimeter of ABCD is equal to twice of 10 plus 15, which is equal to 50 centimeters. तो ये सारे कुछ बेसिक स्टैंडर्ड रिजल्ट्स जो है आपको याद होनी चाहिए. यू नीड टू रिमेंबर. याद माने यू शुड नो द मेथड्स. So whenever I have a tangent being drawn from any external point, the first stop और पहला जो stop है या पहला जो सोचने वाला point है, the first thinking point is to apply the rule that the length of the tangents from drawn from the point are equal, which means I that वो पहला जो theorem मैं हमेशा apply करूंगा. And then now we will look at this question. This is the last question for the day. I want you to find out what is the value of AB and what is the value of AC. I'll give you five minutes for this question. ये वाला question है, ये थोड़ा I think this is, you will have to pull out something that you learned about triangles from your earlier classes, right? Triangle का कुछ जो प्रॉपर्टी आपने पहले पढ़ा था उसको आपको यहाँ पे यूज करना पड़ेगा. तो मैं इसको कनेक्ट करता हूं ऐसे. मुझे मालूम है ए बी 8 होगा, ए बी 8 होगा. So this is 90, this is 90, and let's assume that this is not assume, these values are also equal to 8. Let me call this point as D. D is the center of the circle out here. By the way, this circle is called as in circle. In circle kyunki this circle is going to touch all the sides of the triangle, and a circle उस पॉइंट से वो उस लाइन से बनती है जो तीनों लाइंस एंगुलर बाइसेक्टर्स है, which means ये सारे जो लाइंस है एंगल बाइसेक्टर्स है. उस एंगल को जैसे ए बी डी विल बाइसेक्ट एंगल बी, right? Similarly, AD will bisect angle A, CD will bisect angle C, right? But so let's look at ये आपको, I'm just telling you this as more like a general knowledge. So how do we solve this question? So I can say that triangle, so let me assume, okay, if this is 12, okay, let me assume these 2 points, let's call this point as D, E, F, D, E, F. So let's say solution पे करते हैं. Let AD is equal to AF is equal to X. So obviously दोनों X होंगे क्योंकि when you draw a tangent, two tangents from the same point, the two of them will be of equal length. So by the same logic, ये जो अगर A12 है, ये भी 12 होनी चाहिए, A16 है, ये भी 16 होनी चाहिए. तो अभी मेरा AB becomes 12 plus X, AC becomes 16 plus X, and AB, or rather BC, is equal to 28. So the value of S, right, 2S, twice the semi-perimeter, which is nothing but your perimeter, right, is equal to 56 plus 2x. So S का value जो होगा 28 plus x. Okay. Why did I find out x? मुझे दो चीजें करनी है. मुझे x का वैल्यू पता करना है, तो मुझे एरिया पता हो सकता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ x. तो आई विल अटैक इट फ्रॉम टू डायरेक्शंस. एक डायरेक्शन है अपना हेरॉन्स फॉर्मूला, राइट? हेरॉन्स फॉर्मूला में कहता है एरिया ऑफ ए ट्राइंगल इज इक्वल टू रूट ऑफ s इंटू एस माइनस ए इंटू एस माइनस बी इंटू एस माइनस सी. एस क्या है इसमें? सेमी पेरीमीटर. ये आपने शायद पिछले वाले क्लास में पढ़ा है, राइट? सो इसका जो वैल्यू होगा, रूट ऑफ s is 28 plus x and 28 plus x minus 12 plus x, तो हो गया आपका 16. 28 plus x minus 16, that is 12. 12, right? 28 plus x minus 28, that is equal to x. This is our value of the area from one form. What is the area from the other side? I can take the area as area of triangle BDC, which is equal to half of 28 into 8. That is equal to 112. Area of triangle ADC, half of, so half of 16 plus x into 8, right? So ये हो जाएगा आपका 64 plus 4x. And area of triangle ADB, half of 12 plus x into 8. ये हो जाएगा आपका 48 plus 4x. So एक एरिया हमें यहां से मिल रहा है और दूसरा एरिया हमें वहां से मिल रहा है, राइट? सो अगर मैं इन दोनों को इक्वेट कर दूं, सो यहाँ पे दिस एरिया इज इक्वल टू 224 plus 8x, and there we have इसको अगर मैं सिंप्लीफाई कर दूं, 4 8 into root of 28 plus x into 3 into x is equal to, इस साइड आएगा 8 into 26 plus, sorry, 28 plus x. So this goes away, right? And we can actually, this 28 plus x get cancelled out. So you'll get on the left hand side root 3x is equal to, on the right hand side you have 28 plus x. So आपका 2x का value जो आएगा 28. So x must be equal to 14. So answer to this question is x is equal to 14. So if x is equal to 14, हमें क्या चाहिए? AB का वैल्यू चाहिए. AB is equal to 12 plus 14, that is 26, and AC is equal to 30. So this is our required answer. तो whenever आपको कोई भी ऐसे क्वेश्चन हो, आप ज्योमेट्री में नॉर्मली क्या करते हैं? whenever there is an unknown, आपको इस क्वेश्चन को दो एंगल से अटैक करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो एक एंगल है कि एरिया बाय एडिंग अप ऑल द स्मॉलर ट्रायंगल्स, दूसरा एरिया है आपको कोई दूसरा फॉर्मूला हो, या आप हेरॉन्स फॉर्मूला, यहाँ पे हम हेरॉन्स फॉर्मूला अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, या कोई दूसरा थ्योरम हो. Both of you can attack and get an expression in terms of x. So you'll get the answer as 14. Pratik, is it clear? 84 नहीं आएगा. 84 was for the previous question, I think. तो गुड. तो मैं यहाँ पे इसको रोकता हूं, राइट? अगले सेशन में हम क्या करेंगे? अगले सेशन में सर्कल्स के कुछ और क्वेश्चंस करेंगे और हम कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री से पूरा ये खत्म कर देंगे, राइट? वी विल फिनिश द एंटायर ज्योमेट्री एंड कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री पार्ट. सो I will bring more questions of circles, and then we will finish it for the, so yeah, so we will finish it, and then the subsequent two sessions we will try to wrap up the entire math. Case studies करेंगे, वो भी है, हमें करना है, तो that's what we will cover. तो अभी के लिए मैं यहाँ पे समाप्त करता हूँ, और thank you so much, wishing you all the best. Please, जितने भी doubts हो, please make it a point to send it on the Telegram group. Devika ma'am, you see, she is already doing a lot of uh, no, she's responding to all the mails. If you have any issues, we will make sure that जितने भी आप डाउट्स डालोगे उतने डाउट्स क्लियरली इमीडिएटली हम क्लियर करने की कोशिश करेंगे. थैंक यू. गुड नाइट.